Well, a bit of a caution light in the housing market today. Americans aren't applying for home loans the way they did earlier this year. Mortgage applications tumbled last week, falling 13.5%, with refinancings plummeting 20% as interest rates rose slightly higher.
Meanwhile, the slowdown in new mortgage requests means a lot of bankers are losing their jobs. Citigroup announced today that it's closing a Danville, Illinois office dedicated to mortgage refinancings. 120 employees will lose their jobs there. And JP Morgan has laid off more than 2,000 workers just since August. Those cutbacks are part of a long-term paring back of its mortgage origination unit that'll ultimately let go of 15,000 workers by the end of next year.
Well, joining us to talk more about the housing market is Anthony Chan. He's chief economist at Chase Private Client. Welcome back, Anthony. Good to have you with us. So we got rising rates. We've got layoffs in the housing departments of many banks, including JP Morgan Chase. And we've also got a fall off in mortgage loan applications, a significant one. Are the best days in this housing market's run behind it?
I really don't think so, Tyler. I think the housing market will continue its recovery. It still has a ways to go. Remember that at this point, prices, when you look at Case-Shiller, one of the most accurate ways of measuring housing prices, are still down about 23% from the peak in May of 2006. So I think that given all the pent-up demand that's certainly built up over the last couple of years, housing still has a ways to go.
But, prices overall have been rising, maybe not from, 2008 levels. Interest rates are going up. The only thing not going up are people's wages. Do you think that it's getting to the point that people are being priced out of the housing market?
I think you're going to see some of that, and it's unrealistic to expect that the trends in housing won't slow down a little bit because mortgage rates are picking up, and some people, of course, will get priced out of the market. And initially, when interest rates rise, what you see is a lot of people that are on the fence just jump off the fence and start buying houses before rates go up significantly. And now as rates have been going up, and they've gone up over 100 basis points, you will see a little bit of a slowdown, but not a collapse in housing market growth.
So what I'm hearing you say, Anthony, is that perhaps those price rises that have been averaging 12 and 13%, according to Case-Shiller year over year in many markets, that those price rises are likely to slow but not disappear and certainly not turn into declines. Have I got you right?
Absolutely. 12%, 13%, those kind of growth rates are unsustainable. And in fact, they bounce back because prices drop so sharply. But we probably will move into a phase over the next couple of years where prices will probably be going up somewhere in the neighborhood of 4 to 6 or 7% on a year-over-year basis. And by the way, that's healthy because that will prevent another bubble from brewing anytime soon.
Anthony, most people are expecting for the Federal Reserve policymakers to begin tapering back on their stimulus plans at their meeting next week. There's also, we see mortgage rates going up. You put all of this together, is the economy going to really start slowing down a bit here?
I think that the tapering is going to occur precisely because the economy is actually showing some acceleration. The Federal Reserve is not tapering or cutting back on the asset purchases because they're worried about inflation and they're trying to slow down the economy, but rather they are reacting to the fact that the economy next year will probably grow a lot faster than this year. So does that in itself take some of the air out of the balloon? Of course. It will slow down the economy, but there are many other moving parts out there that I think will push the overall economy to grow somewhere in the neighborhood of 2.75% or as much as 3% over the next year or so. Things are getting better.
Anthony, we'll leave it on that very positive note. Anthony Chan, chief economist at Chase Private Client.